Hurrah! Good evening, everybody. Hopefully this is working this time. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. And yeah, I'm Laz. I'm your usual host. I'm sat here behind the camera, which is working tonight. Sadly, on Thursday, when they should have been doing this, my internet went off and didn't come back on until 1:30 in the afternoon the next day. So, let's find out what's going on, shall we? Let's see what everyone's doing. Let's see how everyone's been having over the week. And let's start with getting me joined into the chat so I can actually see. How's that? Hey, that does help. That does help a lot. But it doesn't normally help me very much. He never puts them in the same order either, so I don't know whether it's going to be the top one or the bottom one. That's going to be the portrait mode. But thank you very much for anyone who has come in to join me. Let's log into that so I can go join you. So tonight is character building. Not for me as such, but yeah, character building for the next characters. And the next character that Sparkles has chosen is of course not the frog, because that's the one I want to do. She has chosen the owl warrior fighter person, and this is the one I'm painting tonight. But he needs dry brushing first, doesn't he? Let's make sure they're turned down so I'm not getting any feedbacks and no silly things like that happening. We have nobody come to join me just yet, but that's okay. We're still early. We're still early. Still so early, I'm freezing. We're that early on in the stream. So no ivory's been done yet. No pre-shading, no nothing has been done on this guy apart from the standard base coat. And that includes the colour scheme. Twisted, good evening. Good evening. Welcome for coming in, mate. Now I'm hoping this does actually pick up both chats now. If anyone is in the portrait mode and wishes to just say hi, do me a huge favour and let me know if he's coming up in there or he's still coming up on there. The fact that I have to have them as two. Good evening, Gavin. Thank you very much for that, mate. Thank you very much. No, it is still split over the two of them. That's wonderful. I'm used to it. So I have to pay attention to both portrait mode and horizontal mode. That's fine. It's what I'm used to having to do. So thank you, Gavin, for coming in on portrait mode, and thank you, Twisted, for checking it on horizontal mode as well. So the first thing I need to do is pop a little bit of ivory out so I can dry brush this fella and get him pre-shaded. And by the sounds of it, we're using the last of the two thin coats ivory tusk, which is what I use for all the pre-shading. It's the slap chop setup, so if anyone's not familiar with that, it's dry brush your model, but base your model black and then dry brush it with a lighter tone to bring out the highlighting edges, or at least the colour tones or something. And usually you will need a piece of paper to do that with, or something to rub your brush up on. And me being completely prepared for an unscheduled stream that I don't normally do on Saturdays, I obviously don't have anything with me to hand. There we go, there's a piece of paper that will suffice. So, only moisten the brush a little bit. We don't want it too wet. Although you don't want it completely dry, even though the technique is called dry brushing. It's weird, I know. It's completely strange. And then most of the paint comes off. I use my hand as well just to make sure I can try and get some kind of consistency on it. And there we go. And once we've got most of the paint off the brush, it's downward strokes from the top. In this case, I'm just going to hold his tail at the back just to stop him from flying forward. And then that should catch everywhere where the light should be going. Zoom in. Let's zoom in. People want to see. You just finished setting up this evening's premiere. That will be the notification I got earlier. Just before this, yeah, I was in the not very good condition or position, which was absolutely fantastic for the timing. There we go. Dry brush setup, all done. So now that's what the Owly man looks like now, with all the detail being able to be shown. Ben, good evening. I'm doing alright. How's you, mate? How's you? I know it's weird for me to be up on a Saturday, but I've done stranger things in my life than just go live on a Saturday, so it's not the worst thing I could have done, by far. But I am a bit gutted about not being able to do this on Thursday. It's really annoying that the internet going down like 20 minutes before I was due to go live. Trying to actually pump it onto my mobile data and it wouldn't work off that either. It was absolutely awful. Good evening, Karen. Good evening. Thank you very much for coming in to join us. It is a nice mini, isn't it, Twisted? Those feathers, I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to or if I'm dreading doing those feathers, because they are quite detailed for the size of the model. And as I said, I don't know any of the colours I'm going to use on this, so I'm completely winging it, pun intended in this case. Completely pun intended. Now, he looks wizened and old, and obviously he's going to be some kind of Dungeons and Dragons character. So, I don't know whether to make him something like an Eldritch Knight, or a Pact of the Blade Warlock, or do the... Oh, what's the rogue called? The rogue that uses magic. What's the rogue called that uses magic? It is Arcane Trickster, that's the one. So those are the three potential classes I was thinking for doing. Probably going for either the Eldritch Knight or the Bladesinger Warlock. Good evening, Lee. Good evening. And I've just realised I've missed a little bit of his sleeve down here, and his toes. So make sure I get that. And careful down his blade. Very careful down his blade. We do not wish to snap that off. It is a very thin piece of plastic, and would snap very easily if we're not careful. So, owls. Owls are various different colours, aren't they? They are loads of different colours. So what colour do I wish to paint my owl? Brown's got to be the pretty obvious one, isn't it? But do I want to just paint him brown? Do I want to make him something weird and wonderful? Do I want to put a bit of more of a spin of colour on him? And if I do, then what colour I'm going to do his robes? Part of me is screaming purple for his robes, but I've done a few purples already. Not many people are wearing blue, however. So I think I'm going to go with blue. So we'll get the Caledon Sky, which is quite a bright blue. But we'll go underneath with Stegadon Scale Green. So the base colour is going to be Stegadon Green. Good evening, Buzzard. Hey up, mate. I hope you're doing alright. I hope you were alright on Thursday as well. You didn't have the same problems that I did. So, yeah, as I was saying, Stegadon base colour for his clothing, highlighting it with Caledon or Caledos Sky. I'm going to use them for his robes, highlighting with yellow or brass. Probably brass. So then that leaves me, what colour do I do his feathers? And I'm not sure. So I'm going to start with the blues. Might as well. I know at least one colour. Ooh, you've got a horned owl. I don't think this is a horned owl. It might be a horned owl. I'm not sure. I just know it looks more owly than any other type of bird, so I'm going to go with an owl in this case. Now I'll find a sufficient brush. That one will do. Wet that brush. And make sure it's ready for use at least. And then we've got a little palette, because I still can't find my wet palette, of course. And a tiny bit of the Stegodon blue. We don't need a whole lot of it because it's only a small model. And we don't need all that's on the actual brush itself either. Okay, so let's have a crack at this. Where are we gonna go for? So he's got robes and he's got armor. Ooh, right, okay. So robes, we want blue. I'm going to got all the robes in the darker blue, but only catching the highlighting higher edges. I am not ready for Christmas, Karen. I am not ready for Christmas. My missus, I still need to go out and get her unknown present. She knows some of the stuff that she's got, obviously, because we're adults. We're grown-ups. We do Christmas our own way. Get whatever we want for it, and we know about it. But I do try and get at least one present that she doesn't know about, and I've not managed to go and get anything yet. So I'm panicking next week because I've got one secret present to go out, buy, come back and wrap without the missus finding out at all, which is going to be fun. Going out and getting it is going to be easy. Well, once I've got it, that is. Bringing it back and wrapping it without her noticing, that's the difficult bit. That is the very difficult bit. Because she knows what goes on in this house. There's a reason she's the boss. Well, once I get that out of the way, I should be alright for Christmas. Hopefully. I'm saying that. Christmas never goes according to plan. Never. It's already been derailed this year. With some of our basic plans that we have every year just gone right out the window. But how's are you excited? Are you ready? You're planned, you're done, you're wrapped, you're bought. Is everybody else okay for Christmas? There's only about a week and a half to go, isn't there? So this one's got a crotch cloth as well. They seem to like putting crotch cloths on things. They do like putting crotch cloths on things. Whoever designed these guys. And this tape isn't quite holding as well as I would like it to. I perhaps should have put a new strip of tape on this just to hold him on. I think he's losing some of its sticky, which is not good. We don't want to lose sticky. So, nice dark blue there. And I think that's everywhere that would require the dark blue. Oh, this brush has started to split. So this goes into the dry brush, crap brush pile soon. I only had it about a year. He's had some use out of it. Not as much as I would get out of other paints, but more than I've had out of other paints, other brushes, but more than I've had out of some really bad ones. Some really cheap ones that have barely lasted a week. That one goes to one side. I'm not going to be able to use that one much more now. So I'm definitely going to need two different colours or a way to separate some of the arms. I might be able to do it with just washes. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that's going to be alright. Crotch cloth is going to have to be something different. And the feathers and the sword. So he's got a belty bit around here, which has some detail in it. He's got his little crotch cloth. He's got his armour and his shoulders, and then he's got his feathers. Let's move into the lighter of the two blues. And this is where we have to start being really careful. So we'll put it with a bit of a gap between the two blues, and then we'll mix a bit in to try and create a mid-tone. So it's not too stark of a contrast between the two when we do put them lines on. I'll just mix in a little bit in the middle. It doesn't take too much. Doesn't take too much mixing, but it stops it having that big stark contrast between the two colours. I'm going to cover quite a lot with this one, but using the edge of the brush as much as possible. And just drawing those higher edges where the light would be catching it a lot more. But even the places where it's not quite gone down as far, because we'll be going over some of this with the brighter blue still. But we'll be painting more in this mid-tone than we will in the actual bright blue. So, concentrate lads, concentrate. Because otherwise I will end up messing this up, and we don't want to be doing that. Because although I have enough time on this stream to paint the model, I do not have enough time to strip it back down again and then repaint it. You only get one shot at this on a live stream. So it is literally a case of get it done or don't get it done at all. You mess it up. And if you mess it up, then it doesn't get done at all. Ooh. There we go. So it is starting to show now a little bit of a brighter blue on it. Very slightly. So you don't want too much on it, and you've got to go, we've still got to go back over it with the very bright blue yet. So we don't want to wash out too much of the dark blue with it. So wash that off. And now we come back in with the actual brighter blue itself. And that just catches the highest of the highest. So in this case, the top of his hood. Tops of his arms where the light would catch the highest bits. Very edges of cloaks and ruffles. And tops of trousers. And just the bright bits. And there we go. We have one very bright, nice blue robe. It's gonna need a wash. It is gonna need a wash, as I've just looked over it and realised that. So that's when we go get the Drakenov Nightshade. I mean, I could use Coelia Green Shade, but I'm going to use the actual blue wash for a change. In fact, that's what I should have put on my Christmas list, isn't it? A bunch of washes. I'm not too bothered about having a bit of a split brush on this, so I'll go to use the slightly damaged one. And then carefully wash in all those blue areas to help tie them all in and just smooth those transitions out a little bit. Just make sure we get into the actual recesses and creases so it does still show them. I'm doing it now because then I can't accidentally go over something that I've just painted. The only bit I've painted at the minute so far is the blue bit. How good is that? Me using my brain for a change. Some of you are shocked, I know. Laz has got a brain. Yeah, Laz has got a brain. He uses it occasionally. Only occasionally. Kididdles, that is the blue undershirt done. I don't want to go anywhere near metallics until I've used all my flat colours. So, let's see. What do we have? No, it's an Agrax Earthshade. We don't want to be using that to be painting with. I mean, we could. We've used it before and done tints. But I'm going to go for a Mournfang Brown and Rakarth Flesh. So these are the two colours I've decided I'm going to use for the feathers. Mournfang Brown and Rakarth Flesh. Which Rakarth Flesh is actually very similar to an ivory, so I might be able to get away with just using ivory on that. But until then, nope, wrong brush. We'll get the larger one, even though it is the better out of the two and I don't want to ruin it. So that's why I use it very sparingly. Well, yeah, I'm going to use the larger of the two brushes for this. There. The pot next to it. Don't want to put it in the same pot as the blues, but I don't want it too far away. I wish to be able to use it quite easily. So, nice brown. And now let's paint it on the feathers. Now this is the bit that's going to make it really awkward, trying to get tips a different colour to the actual bases. So I'm going to try and do a fading out on these if I can. It's just going to get quite difficult when I get into the narrow, hard to reach areas, like the bits around his hand and around his face and underneath his sword and all these awkward bits. And you can see him you can see them there, them little brown bits that are popping in underneath. Not so easy to get to all the time. Feathers down the arm and his arm itself, and then feathers on this side of the arm, and then I've got his head. I mean, in fairness, this should go relatively quickly. I'm hoping it does. I mean, it'll go as quick as it goes as quick as it needs to, and it'll go as quick as it does. I'm not going to rush it, but doesn't appear to be a whole lot to do on this one. That's multicoloured and requires lots of going back and forth. So it should be a relatively straightforward model to paint. Not too much trim. Just a few little awkward bits, and we can deal with awkward bits. Awkward bits aren't too bad. We can deal with it. And then make sure we get the areas that we usually miss, like the under bits. And then that leaves only 2 more left to do on that side of the diorama. And then we've got the 4 left after that to go on the other side, which are on the mountain side. And then it's all diorama left after those. Which should be fun. The rock side's got to be nice and easy. We know this. We know the rock side's going to be nice and easy. Building up the residential side, which is where this fella's going to be, I'm not quite sure on how I'm going to do yet. My original intention was a straw hutted roof. Then I realised getting straw to scale and getting it to look right might not be the best idea. So I may end up doing lollipop sticks or something along those lines. We'll figure that one out when I start to do the rest of the floor though. We need to get the characters done first, which means I've got to get this fella done. Otherwise I'll have too many characters to do. I'm still not quite sure how close to the year we've got to this year-long project. I think I've actually gone over a little bit by now. Just for a quick notification, anyone who is watching, and if it's your first time here, I run in portrait mode and in horizontal mode. So if you're watching in portrait and you prefer to watch it on a standard YouTube style screen, just click on the channel, jump over, and there's a couple of people in there ready to chat as well, I think. I hope. No pressure there, Buzzard and Twisted. No pressure. Or if you want to stay on the portrait mode cam, then feel free. I can read both chats, and I will be quite happy to answer any questions, including why am I going late on Saturday and shouldn't this have happened already on Thursday. Hydrate, and oh dear, I just remembered something. I've not taken my medication. And I'm an hour and a half late. I've got to go get it. There we go. At least I have my medication now, people. Thank you very much for being patient with me. I do require a lot of it, really. A lot of patience. An awful lot of patience. So, tablets. Hopefully that has the desired effect. I hope. Okay, so now the brown is drying. And over that is Is that ivory still damp enough to use? I hope so. Just about. So let's see if it'll work. Almost. As I said, the sticky tape is not quite as sticky as I would like it to be at the moment. So, just lightening up some of the edges so I can come in with an actual brush and just neaten them up with a small line using Rakarth Flesh. Which again, get a little bit out, mix it with the brown to try and put a light tone in. And then I'm going to need a much smaller brush now. A much smaller brush. To come and tip the feathers. Now this is a bit of a pain in the backside bit because it is going down each feather now. One by bloody one. Just to make sure we're catching all those tips. So there we go on that. And then all the way down his arms and his head and every single feather. Yep, you heard me right, every single feather. This is where using the edge of the brush can be a good thing, because it doesn't go down far enough into the recesses to catch the dark bits like it would if you used just a massive big brush. I'm trying to be careful not to cover all the brown. We don't want to cover it all. We still want some left at the bases. This is going to take a while, just so you know. Not too long. When I say a while, it's not like I'm going to be sat here for an hour just doing these bits. But it's going to take some concentration on my behalf. Just to get these tips right. I keep forgetting I've not muted this yet, have I? I need to mute my phone. Otherwise it just go beep 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 a lot. Which is fine at any other time. Just not quite when I'm streaming. Okay, now I get the brown wash, which is the Agrax Earthshade. Staple for pretty much any miniatures painter's table if you are familiar with Games Workshop products in any way, shape or form. You will probably have a pot of Agrax, or have had a pot of Agrax Earthshade at some point. Considering what I usually put in Twisted, yes it is. I'm aware that I don't usually put as much time and effort in as a lot of other people. So when I put even a little bit more time or effort in, it is nice to know that it does work. Thank you. Because I can never be 100% sure. Right. No, we want to make sure we're getting those recesses again. And then, again, we're going to come back and darken up the tips of the feathers themselves. But just to get the definition in there and get in the shades as well. You've just opened your bottle of Agrax Earthshade's wonderful. I've just spilt too many of them over my desk. That's my problem. I think I've spilt about 3 pots of this stuff over my desk, which is not good. Not good. I've got to be coming up on this, don't I? But I also want to be avoiding the blue. As much as I can in the recesses and to define those feather lines. Well, this will not be the last time we use Agrax today. If we are using bronze or Retribute around, we'll probably end up using either Reikland Flesh Shade or Agrax again for the wash for the metallics. Shall we let that dry for a minute? I think we should. I need to set it up in dropper bottles. I need to transfer most of my paints over into dropper bottles. Dropper bottles are far superior to the Games Workshop pots. Okie dokies. Now that I've done the washes and I've got to wait for that wash to dry, let's have a look at armors, eyes, feet. Feet. I think should be yellow. I don't know why. I know they're not chicken. They're not chickens. It's an owl. But I'm still going to paint his feet and his hands yellow. Because it just, for me, it makes sense. I don't know why. Birds have yellow limbs. It's just the way it is in my head. It is. Scream and shout as much as you want. And go, your head's wrong. I know my head's wrong. My head's been wrong for years, way before I even started this. So this isn't really going to help me make my head right, so I might as well carry on with my wrongness. And hope it works out in my favour. Ooh, there's a bit of a... Get rid of that horrible bit there. There's a bit of horrible bit on the end of my brush then. A bit horrible bit. A bit gunky. I think it's partly the brush's fault as opposed to the paint. Usually I would blame the paint, especially when it comes to yellow. But in this case I do actually think it's the brush's fault. And of course his beak. I'm going to have to get a good grip of him now. Just to make sure he doesn't go flying anywhere while I'm trying to do this really, really small section on the front of his face. Can I get round to do his other eye? Can I get into that section there? without my eyes going funny while I'm trying to paint his eye. No, we did alright. We did alright. Well done, people. Well done. We did it. We did it. We got his eyes done. And his beak. And his hands. And one of his feet. Let's do the other one. It does help, doesn't it? Just a lot. The Games Workshop have just posted something new. I don't intend to go rushing off and finding out what it is. It can wait. I always have new stuff to look at, so one more thing to the list doesn't really make much of a difference. Okay, we have feetsies, we have handsies, we have feathers, and we have fabric. Eyes and beak as well. Right, now we've got to come back and do the feathers again now that we've got some dry ink. And a cat's hair on my brush, that is not good. I'll just force you down again. And then try and catch the edge of each feather. Oh, that's looking alright, that. I know I sound surprised, didn't I? I think I'm more surprised than some of you are that some of my painting actually goes well. I suppose to a degree you should expect it. It's like you are up here trying, like, saying you're painting things, so I would expect you to be able to paint things. I know it sounds that simple, doesn't it? But it's not. It's not. I'm telling you now, it's not that simple. This painting stuff lies to you. It pretends to be simple. But when it comes down to it, it's a pain in the bloody end. See, like that big splodgy one then. That was supposed to happen. And these bits that aren't dry properly yet, these are going to be fun. Still got a bit of wash in there now. I can't do too much with the wash to dry it quicker because it'll just blow it out of the areas that it's in. And I don't want to be doing that. I'm just going to have to be super careful while doing this bit. Really, really careful. Now, doing it over a wet paint is essentially how you would a wet blend if you was going to mix the two colours together. However, in this case, I'm actually trying to keep them separate, which isn't going easily because it is trying to mix together. So there we are. We have the feathers. Except for the few on the top of his head, which I've not come round to doing yet. Howdy, Bill. Howdy do. Good to see you in, mate. How are you doing today? It's a Saturday. You've got the day off, haven't you? I hope you've got the day off on a Saturday. I'd be rather miffed if I was you and you didn't have Saturday off. And for some reason, I've got a feeling no, my phone is turned down. I didn't think it was, but it is. Why can I hear myself? Oh, it sparkles. I can hear myself on Sparkles' phone. Right, now I'm nice and warm again because the heating's on. I had to take my hoodie off because it was cold in here. It was cold. And yeah, bloody Nora. I had to put heating on. Pardon me. Pardon me. Okay, so where are we up to now? We have quite a lot of this chappy done already, don't we? So it's the crotchcloth and armour and sword. And his belt. Well, his belt's part of his armour. Excellent, so you got your finals on this week. You've been doing all your practicing, all your CPRs, all your lifting, all your workouts, all your how to enter, how not to enter. You've got it all down, mate. You'll be alright, Bill. Good luck, though. Good luck next week. And if you are wondering if you are in the same area as Bill, you are going to have a very, very lucky people because you are getting more emergency services to come and help and get you to the hospital. And that's always good. That's a good thing. So next, I didn't think about that. Do we go for brass and bronze? Brass and bronze. Do 2 metals. It's minus 16 near you. Jeez, Twisted, that's not fun. What are you doing with silly things like that? Where's my weather report thing? Oh, he's 9. He's 9 degrees C at the moment. So it's like it's way warmer than you. It's like tropical heat compared to you. And I'm complaining I'm cold. There's cold and then there's what you're saying. Right, I'm going to use the bronze as the darker colour and the brass as the bright colour. So bronze is the bulk colour and then brass to do what would essentially be the trim bits. Now this is where I've got to use a brush. I don't mind getting metallic on, but also it's going to be good enough to actually paint with. So let's get cracking with this. And it's 19 near you, Bill. Jeez. You Americans don't do things by halves, do you? It's either sat at the face of the sun or cold void of space, and there's not much different. There's not much else in there, is there? In fairness, depending where you are in the country. It's big bloody countries. I say country. 2 countries share the northern part of that northern continent. So of course there is a big difference, but jeez, that's cold. Minus 16 and minus 19. No thanking you. No thanking you. I'll stick with nice warm minus 9, please. I'm going to do it all in bronze first. Is it bronze? Yeah, bronze. And then anywhere that I think needs brightening up after the wash, I'll brass it. Making him very, 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 very shiny. Canada decided to send all its weather down to you, did it? Well, it's weird because we're in the same. I think I'm round about in the same latitude as Canada. I think it's latitude. I'll have to look to the intelligent one. Yep, latitude's the one that goes across.
It's because we get warm water. So it's warmer than.
Ah, so we get warm water apparently. So that's what you need to do. You need to sort your plumbing out. Get your hot and cold taps running properly. That's what Sparks has just told me. She told me we're not as cold because we've got hot water. Probably not what she meant, but that's how I took it. She'll talk about all the geological stuff and the reasons behind it and the actual science and stuff, and I just hate hot water tap. You can tell which one's the smarts, can't you? Which one works with the hands and which one works with the brains? I'll give you the clue. The one working with their hands is using their hands right now. And the one that works with the brain sat there watching them, exasperated, thinking, what the in hell have I signed up for? You signed up to marry me. That's what you did. Crazy person. You're nuts. You get locked up for that. Film me for a week, take it in, and go, I've agreed to marry that. They're gonna lock you in. They're gonna put you in a padded room. It's like you're nuts. You're crazy. There are quicker ways to a padded room, but that is one of the quickest I can think of. Right, so that's the metallic base colours done. What do I do about the crotch cloth? Eh? What do I do about that crotch cloth? Pardon me. It's been a weird night, hasn't it? It's been a weird night tonight. Yeah, I should have took my tablets on time. That was a bad idea not doing that. That was a very bad idea not doing that. Right. A junk flap will do. A junk flap, a crotch cloth, a dick drop, whatever you want to call it. It's the bit that covers his tallywackle. His tallywacker gets covered. I'm going to pop him there for a minute. I'm going to pop that. Now, I'd be better off popping that there, wouldn't I? If I had some way of actually popping it there, which I don't. Because then I can do. Then I can put that back up. See, no, I can make it smaller and have this out the bottom down there. But then the people over on this side. Oh, there you can. There you can. There we go. Haha! I figured out how to get them both on the screen at the same time. I'm getting good at this. Thank you very much, Bill. Right. Yeah, that's display board. I'll bring that over in a minute once I've got a bit further on here. I will be back soon. I'm just going to nip away for a minute so I can try and sort some of the not so nice noises out, and then I'll be back. Do hold on. I shan't be long. Okay, I am back. Thank you very much for anybody who has held on. I think everybody's left now. Good evening, Northern. Good evening. Good evening. He's back. So everybody who ran away thinking, oh, he's going to be ages. I've not been as long as you thought. Ha ha. Where was it up to? Oh yeah, we were painting Owlman. Now, do the metal bits, and then I'll decide on his crotch cloth and his sword. Because those are the bits that I've got left to do as far as I'm aware. I think. I don't know, I've forgotten. How do you paint again? Oh yeah. You get the washes. So do the wash on his armour. Then do the highlights after I've done the cloth. So, tiny little bit of Agrax Earthshade. So a tiny little bit of Agrax Earthshade, not a great big walloping dollop of it. Just a ickle bit, please. And then just get the dark bits of his armour. Up around his face there where I missed a bit. Shouldn't need too much on this, because I don't want to desaturate the actual metallic shine too much. I just want to give it a little bit of a recess colouring. Then that should be okay. You are here, Northern. Thank you very much for coming in. Was it you who mentioned the lightning claws a couple of months ago, and I've completely forgotten about them? I can't remember. I really can't remember. I have no idea. I know somebody mentioned lightning claws a few months ago, and I'm supposed to arrange to go pick them up, but I can't remember who said it, so I've not managed to arrange to go pick them up. So if it is you, Northern, send me a message. If it wasn't Northern and you are in the chat, or you've caught this and you have popped me a message because it was you, please do, because my memory really does need jogging. It needs more than jogging. It needs full-on defibrillation sometimes. Aha, so it was you. Alright, okay. I'll send you a message on Discord. I'll actually do that now, while I remember. There we are. I've literally just put lightning claws as a question. That way I can at least remember it to some degree. And that is a very... Pop that meme in the Discord, please, Twisted. Just because it's funny. It is funny. Right, so I popped you that message over, Northern. Now, you've told me where you work. I just need to know what day-ish you'll be okay with me coming to pick them up. Right. Now, I've got yellow, I've got blue, I've got shiny. I don't want green. I don't want green on it. So, do we go purple or do we go red? Part of me saying purple, but there's a lot on the purple. Right, no. These chat screens, because I've got multiples, the only one that joins them all together is the one that I can't read, so that makes it fun. But that's also slower than the other ones as well, so I end up catching up. It's weird. Purple or red? I've been doing a lot of red recently, haven't I? Let's have a look. Does it have anything distinct on it that would make me be able to make purple stand out more than just do it dark and catch the raised bits? I don't think I have, so I'm going to go with purple. do it dark and just catch the race bits. This can go in the same spot as the blue. This isn't too bad. Keep my brush cleanish. It's never going to be 100% clean because I'm using a pot of water that's had all the stuff done and washed off into it. Well, it's going to be clean enough for me to do this. Extra careful so I don't go onto his trousers. While I was away, that brief minute or two, guess what I thought of? Can anyone guess? I thought how to start a new Okie Okie song. I figured Cha Cha Slide could be turned into one. So, would you like to hear the start of it? I'm not going to start it unless someone says yes. But if you'd like to hear the start of it, please type yes. And as long as I get somebody, I'll do the first little bit. Because I've only figured out the first little bit. I know a lot of it would technically be repeated, but I've only figured out the first little bit at the moment. Alright. Now while I wait for the purple to dry, now I get the brass out. Daka shit. Does a bear shit in the woods? Okay, I'll take that as a yes then. Alright. Obviously, Cha Cha Slide starts with him talking. He starts. So he goes quite easy. He goes, right, you gits. Time for Okie Slide Part 1. You know what time it is. It's time to get crumbing. Obviously, you have to have your own music in because I'm not very good at music. Adding music. But once you've got the music in, and you know the slide to the left. You know that bit? Well, that goes easy. Because that goes, boss tells you got to crump to the left. Smash to the right. Now, everybody, get your shooter and start smashing. Smashing. And it's quite easy from there. Quite easy. So I've got to work on it a bit more to go from the Okie Slide Part 1. The boss says you've got to get cramping. Not sure how I'm going to fit a whoa in there. I will find out somehow. But it did occur to me, because I can get that far, I could probably get further. So yeah. Okie Slide Part 1. Bushes got to slide to the left. Crump to the right. Everybody shoot the stands. Daka 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 daka. See, it works. It will work. It will. I've just got to figure out the rest. I can't remember what the rest of the lyrics are though. But I know it's the Okie Slide Part 1. Not the Cha Cha Slide Part 2. The Okie Slide Part 1. And everyone's got to get crumping. So that's going to... I tried doing the other ones and they were really hard. They were ridiculously hard, so I give up on them. But that one just sprang to me. Instead of the crisscross, just go, whoa! Everybody stomp your hands. That one. Oh yeah, everybody stomp some geese. Everybody stomp some geese. And that'll work, won't it? Ooh, what are the other lines? I'm going to go find out Cha Cha Slide now. I can't believe I'm looking at the lyrics for Cha Cha Slide. What do you people make me do? Cha Cha Slide lyrics. Oh god, I need my head testing. Oh, okay. So it has to be a part 2 because of the rhyming. Luckily, Orcs can count to 3, so we're not out of it yet. Okay, so this is something new. Warbush Slide Part 2, featuring the Goth Rock Band, and this time we're gonna get crumbing. Crumbing. Everybody stomp some gits. Alright now, we got the basic step. Crumb to the left. One back now, y'all. Jump this time. Use your right foot and stomp. Now your left foot and stomp. Now dacker real smooth. Now smash it out. Now crumb to the left. Take it back now, y'all. Yeah. Jump one time. Right foot and stomp. Left foot and stomp. Dacker now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To right. To left. Back. Jump. Jump again. Right foot stomp. Left foot stomp. Move to the left. Move to the right. Whoa! Whoa, right into the face. Let's go to work. To the left. Go back again. 2 ups to the right. Now 2 ups again. Right foot 2 stomps. Left foot 2 stomps. Get your hands on your knees. Get your chopper up your knees. Now it's time to get funky with it. Oh yeah, dacker and war. To out. To the left. Go back. Too close. 5 stomps. Now the right stomp and the left stomp. Right foot again. Left foot again. Right foot, go stomp. Left foot, yeah, go stomp. Freeze. Everybody shout out, whoa. Ow. That hurt. Ow. Yeah. Voices hurt sometimes. Please don't ask where this little crazy little thing came from. I don't know. Pretending to be an orc doing songs. I tell you what I won't. We'll tell what you want, we really want. I want a dacker. I really want a dacker some more. That's what I want. Spice goes easy, yeah. God, it sounds like I'm smoking about 60 a day when I do that, doesn't it? Oh dear God. I don't think I could if I wanted to, Northern, in fairness. I think if I tried to change, I'd break. I honestly don't think I could change if I wanted to. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want some dacker. I want some dacker. I want some really big dacker that goes very, very boom. Please don't clip this, people. Please don't. Not that I have a choice in the matter if you have. If you've clipped it, I'm goosed. But, yeah. If this ends up all over the internet, I know who to blame because there's only about 4 or 5 of yous here. So I know exactly who to blame now if it ends up all over the internet. If you want to be my brother, you gotta fight to the end. Fighting is the greatest. We'll break them when they bend. I think you've all broken me. I think you've all broken me. I don't know what's going on in my head anymore. If you want to see my ducker, you've got to fight me. Cramping ain't so easy. When there's a band of three, I think there's more, but we can't get it high. We know these lots, so you're all gonna die. Okay, so we have a purple crotchcloth, we have blue robes, we have nice shiny armour, we have very brown feathery thingy blah 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 efforts. Now we've just got to choose this sword. Now most of the swords have been done with green and purple, haven't they? Most of the weapons been done in the same way that I did Angry Ron's. Now that's wash it. No, dry brush it in a bright green, like samurai green, and then wash it in purple. Okay. And that's just a generic weapon colour across, so if it's a blade, if it's been smithed by the character, then it's this type of, it's the magical stone that they use, as opposed to metal and steel. For weaponry anyway, they use metals for their armours, but this magical stone helps bypass magical resistances. So a lot of the characters already have some kind of at least magical propertied weapon. It's just to save on the amount of merchants you have to go to while playing. You'll have most of the base equipment that you'll probably need to start with. Armors, spell lists, weapons that are going to be effective. There's no point giving them all standard weapons and then just throwing them up against everything with magical resistance, is there? That would be rather cruel of me, and even I'm not that evil of a DM. Ooh. They do break too easy, so you got to take on more than one. Beaky's a good the Beaky boys. I don't mean Beaky Buzzard. Beaky Buzzard, don't worry. But the Beaky's, they fight good one on one. Get a good fight out of them. Knife is, nah. Knife is, you need a lot of them. Same with little humies. Them chaos gits are alright as well. They put up a good fight. I need to get out more, don't I definitely need to get out more. Ow! Ow! That's not a good shooting pain in my left arm. Well, my left wrist, not my left arm. Nobody panic. The beaky helmets are fun. The beaky helmets are fun, but you don't get them in Primaris anymore. You don't get beaky helmets on Primarises. They have that flat, weird face. No. Wash this. I need more wash. I need more wash. I've got to admit, if there's anything that makes me unique on the internet, it's the fact that I will just sometimes randomly come into silly little voices that might not have anything to do with what I'm actually doing on screen. And butcher what could be some people's favourite songs in an absolutely awful accent. And nobody try and deny me otherwise, because it is not a good Ark accent. It is barely grunting British, and I can do that because I'm British and I can do the grunt. That's about it. One of the few times when smoking actually is a helpful thing, because it helps me get the tone of the voice right. There we go. So we have his weird greeny purple sword, which will go with the axe and the other swords and all the other things that go on these people. And we have his... Is he done? Is he done? I believe he is. Just got to let that dry now. And then he's all nice and shiny where he's supposed to be nice and shiny, or blue where he's supposed to be nice and blue, brown where he's supposed to be brown. Yeah, he's looking good. Where's my little glue thing? Oh, don't tell me I've lost my little glue thing. That's like one of the most useful things I had on my desk, was that little thing that I could dip in glue. I need a glue thing. I mean, I need my glue thing for him. I need to move some paint out of the way first, though. Especially the washes. I don't want to be going knocking those things over again. Last time I did that, I ended up with kitchen roll all over my desk for about 2 days trying to absorb it. And this is why I put that rack on my desk, is so I could put paint away when I'm not using them. For once I'm using my brain, people. For once I'm using my brain. Alright, we need a base, which is one of those bases. We need my glue, which is there. But I need something to kind of put my glue in, so I can just dot this guy in it. And then I can put him on the base without getting too much glue everywhere. So in this case, it's just going to have to be the top of this lid here. I'm going to put a bit of glue there. Thank you, Twisted. I mean, the way I've paid him is really, really simple. I mean, ridiculously simple. You've watched me. You know how simple it was. You guys gotta buy me a bottle of Tamiya. Yeah, this is super glue. This is super glue. I do have plastic glue, but it just won't work on him. These are resin models, so I do have to super glue the damn things in. It's like the bat, his connection's ridiculously small, so it's a pain to actually. Nope, right, I'm definitely going to have to throw a pin through that. There we go. Okay, let's try putting a pin through it again. Hello? There's definitely some in there. But there is not a hole for it to come out of. Let's get a paper clip instead and we're going to push that through. I have been practicing for 4 years, Northern. The same techniques over and over and over again. So if I can't get that one right, I would be very much disappointed in myself. When it comes to the more difficult techniques though, like the non-metallic metal and wet blending and stuff like that, no, I can't do them. Ah, there we go. We have glue. Just needed a good a good poking around inside. I'm a child. Even Sparkles is shaking her head at me for that one. You can't really blame her, can you? You really just laugh at that. Yes, I did. I laughed and laughed and laughed. So now he's got glue on his feet and his tail. He's not quite set yet. But I'm going to have to really push him over to one side just because of how much his sword sticks out. No, I'm going to have to run him in the glue again. In theory, I should actually pin him. But his feet are very, very slender and his tail feathers are very, 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 very thin. Very, 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 very thin. Let's just have a quick one. Everything's going beep, 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 beep. Everything's going beep, beep, beep. Why is everything going beep, beep, beep? Oh, that'll be why things are going beep, beep, beep. People are sending me messages. Hey, there we go. Now he's glued onto his base. Yep, definitely glued onto his base. So that means I get to bring the diorama back out. This time he's actually got everybody that I've painted on it. Which is here. Oh, wait a minute. Mushroom, he fell over. Mushroom has fallen over. He runs the risk of falling off. He does run a big risk of falling off. Let's pick Owlman up and put him on the correct place. And zoom out because it's too bloody big to actually be able to be seen on a zoomed in camera. Yep, that is the case there. That is the case there, Twisted. I know I can do them. I just need to practice a whole heap. A whole heap. Right, this is where it becomes fun. I've got to try and unscrew my camera without it disconnecting. Wish me luck. Well, luckily for me, my first foray into YouTube was painting Space Marines. You don't get much simpler than those really when it comes to sketching out lines and doing stuff. So I was using Space Marines mostly. Have I lost? Yeah, I've lost connection to the camera, so I might as well just do that for now, and then I can just undo it properly, and then I can plug it back in after unwinding the wire. This is just so I can get a better look at this, and now go to desk cam. Change him over just so it realizes that I have. There we go. Okay, so I've got to remember which way around. I've got to hold this now. It only goes one way really, which is that way. This just makes it easier to show the diorama off, not from the overhead position. of scraping that on. I do not wish to scrape that on anything, so... Right. So this is how far we have got. And yes, please excuse my desk. Why are you... Oh, you're wrapped around there like that. Okay, so on the top level, which we have just been doing, we have obviously the Displacer Kitty, the Sheepman, I can't get the light right, the Sheepman, and the owl that we've just done. In fact, zoom, goddamn you. There we go. And the owl that we've just painted tonight, and the little mushroom man. Those are the ones on the top level. Then we come down to the next level, where we have obviously the wizard lizard, Chester, who needs his antenna redoing, D&D, this weird little spider, the only ranger that we have so far, which is the fox, Shamash the paladin, the Lucario inspired, not sure what it is yet, but it's something with either a wizardy stick or a bonk stick. Oh, you're trying OSL at the minute, Northern. Oh, OSL is awkward. OSL, the man you want to speak to about that is Twisted. He's been doing a lot of OSL recently. And we have the yellow weird turtle. So those are the two upper floors. Obviously we have the base layer, where we have Ember, we have the blacksmith Copper Kitty, obviously the title characters of Sparkles and Oak, the two twin sisters, my barbarian butterfly with the bug stick. Always happy with that. The yellow I'm pretty sure this is going to be a barbarian bunny as well. So we have the purple barbarian bunny with the green stone axe to match with a lot of the green stone weapons, which are all made by this chappy here. Back in the far corner we have the Wave the Open Hand with what kind of Red Panda monk. And then coming down towards the bar and the sit shore, we have the Cthulhu bartender, who is going to be Mirage for the bar, so I'm going to stain all that up. Graham, hello. Yep, the bar's going to be called Mirage, with the Warlock bartender obviously seeing over it. We have two Sharp brothers as the bouncers, both fighters. One's a champion and one's a battle master. We have the Shiny Bee. And then, obviously, off the shoreline, we have Storm, Cyclone, and Gris. So that's all the characters so far that have been done for the entire magical world. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit full. Still two more to go up here, and then I've got to figure out how I'm going to basically roof off this section. So there's going to be a door here and then a roof over the top. But then we come to what is going to be the mountainside. Now up there, obviously, we already have Barnaby, the thief bat. But on there, we will have another 4 characters to go on here. Another 4 characters to go on here, which will be cleaned up with some stone facing to go on it. So we still have a lot of work to do. Lots and lots of work to do. I also have a camera to put back on now. Anyone who gets motion sickness, I am sorry. Is that the right way? I couldn't even tell if that was the right way to get this connected. No, it wasn't. It needs to go that way around. And then you go wee. Blech. Come on, grip. Just grip in. Ah, no, it grips that way. Alright, okay. And then we come back round. Ha-ha! We have a camera back. I hope so, anyway. Yeah, I'm wanting to go round and round and round and round and round. So that is the, so far, complete Magical World of Sparkles and Oak. Or as complete as it is at the moment. So for the last two characters on here, the other monk character, which is going to be, it's either some kind of otter, or it looks like an otter, or a seal. The tail's making me think otter though. And we have Little Miss I Can Play Dual Threat with My Tongue Bard. She's even giving a wink with a little flower in her hair and everything. She's just cool. She is. She's just an awesome little character. But those are the last two that are going to go on here. So there is just about enough room to fit them on. And as I said, there are 4 more characters to go on here. Which are, I might as well show them off. None of them have been actually base coated yet. We have 2 familiars and 2 characters. And then that should be the last of everybody. I'm just going through the box now to make sure. Yep, nope, that's the last of them. So 6 characters left in total. Top floor up here and this section here to do. Nora, after the ukulele playing fellow Mank. The frog. Nora. You got her? That's better than a no. That is a possibility. So on this side, we still have what is essentially a critter. So if you've ever seen the film Critters, that's exactly what this looks like. We also have some strange horned dog dragon thing. Which I'm not sure what it is or how I'm even going to paint that. Oh, you've got the first batch of Amazonians off. Ooh. Speaking of some of your models, I have one dry brushed up and ready for a one-off, or a when I don't know what to do on a D&D stream or on a Thursday. I have one ready set up. I have something from Graham. I have this fella set up ready to paint. I have no idea what to do with him, and he dwarfs everything on here. So if you see him against D&D, against these models, he classifies as a large creature, not a medium. And as for characters that we've got left, obviously we've got the 2 there. We do have the gunslinging, guitar playing crow, so I do have more feathers to do. I do have another feathered tail. But he's got a nice wide-brimmed hat, wide-brimmed, like, desperado, 2 dual pistols. So he's to go on this side as well. And again, one of the cooler models that I can think of, which is this one. Now this is the assassin penguin, dual wielding daggers. So again, more feathers. I've noticed that I'm getting feathers saved to the end. And he also goes on this side as well. So, oh yeah, you can't see that on portrait mode. I'm sorry, I forgot. So those four are for here, which is the penguin, the crow, and the two familiars to go on that side to join Barnaby, and then we've got the monk and what might end up being Nora on the other side, which will be the first being done first. So this is really coming to the end now. I can't believe it. This is actually coming to the end. Now I still have to wash the bar with Agrex Earthshade and then like stain it up so it looks like worn wood, and then I might actually stencil Mirage, put it over it and just spray it. That might be the easiest method. Is he part of the Fantasy Pirate range? Okay. And you want me to call him and... Wait a minute, who do you want me to name? Oh my god, no, name that after me. I am a Norse pagan. They're essentially... So you want me to name the Raven? The little crow Raven guy? Him. Playing the guitar. Now, do you want me to name him Skull? Nothan? Or would you like me to use the name that you've got in Discord? So this little crow dude. So it's... Right. I'll give you the options. I'll message you. So you can either be... Skull. No, this is hyphenated, so you remember this. Nothan, or obviously the name that I have on Discord, which is that one. Do you want to pick one of those three that I've just sent you a message, Northern? Pick one of them, and that's what the crow guys. That's what the Raveny Crow guy is going to be called. Nice and simples. Nice and simples. Well, there you go. You got a choice now. You have a choice. Northan. Right, okay. Where's my book? There's my book. Ooh, and my new pen. I get to use my new pen. So, right. Let's see, who have we just paid? I just paid Owl. I have still got Frogbard. Otter. And then we have Raven / Crow. Name is Nothan. And he is a bard. Now we've got quite far with that now, so what type of bard shall we make him? This is what this is for. I've got to find bards now. Nope, that's cleric lists. So main ability is charisma and dexterity. Okay. Bardic inspiration. Yep. Now it can either be College of Lore Bard, College of Valor Bard. What do you get for being a College of Valor Bard? Ooh, you'll get extra attack at 6th level. That's quite important. He has a sword. You get proficiency in medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. That's good. Nope. College of Valor Bard it is. You don't get cutting words. You just get more slashy. You still get the standard stuff such as Jack of all trades, Song of Rest, Expertise, Font of Inspiration, Counter Charm. You'll get all those because you go over to level 7, which means you will know 3 cantrips, 10 spells. You'll have all the way up to 4th level spell slots, although there's only 1 of them. 3/3, 3 seconds, and 4 firsts. So that's not actually a bad little, because he is a spellcaster. You play ukulele, you do historical fencing. So he will be changing his martial weapons out from his swords to some kind of magical, like, hand crossbows. He'll still be proficient with them because he's going to be a gunslinger. Because it's this fella who's got the sword. He's dual wielding pistols. So he's dual wielding pistols with the guitar. It's this fellow who's got the sword. But given the ability to, like, bang bang with the extra attack is definitely nice. Yeah. College of Valabad. Even though he's on the so-called bad side of the map. So that's him done. The Frog Bard will have to be one of the other bard then, which will be the Law Bard, which will be the more magical. The Owl. So what should the Owl be? Should he be a Bladesinger Warlock? Pax the Blade Warlock? An Eldritch Knight? Or a trickery rogue? Yeah, I'm not sure what he should be. No, I'm sure. No, I haven't got a clue for his name either, for that matter. But I don't know what he should actually be. I think Eldritch Knight would be a better option. That way he's got the armour, he's got the sword, and he can cast spells. So Eldritch Knight. So that's another fighter, essentially. But a fighter that can cast some spells, which is good. So, Sheep is a cleric of war. Marty's a mushroom familiar. I need to give him a Spore Cloud ability. We have the College of Law Bard now, which is the Froggy. Now, the monk down here is Way of the Open Hand, we do know we have another monk left. So we should be able to get the rest of these classed up and ready for naming, really. Naming and painting, if we can carry on at this rate. So, what type of monk is that little bugger gonna be? Turning pages. There we go. So, we've already got a Way of the Open Hand. Way of the Shadow or Way of the Four Elements? For him, for the Otter, I'm going to go Way of the Shadow. For a monk. Just think of how much fun I've got to do putting all these character sheets together. This is going to be absolutely nuts. Who don't we have? classes for now. So we've got Life Domain Cleric. We have Circle of the Land Druid. We have Sorcerer, Dragon Heritage. Grist, which is a wizard. Well, we haven't chose the type of wizard, but there's too many. We have Sid and Shadow. Sid and Shadow, both fighters. One is a champion, and one is a battle master. We have Nadal, who is a paladin. Now, there's a few types of paladin. Not going to do. What is Shamash? Is a paladin of the crown. So that means Nadal needs to be a paladin of some other form. We don't want to be doubling up on too many, if we can help it. So, Oath of Devotion. Oath of the Ancients. Oath of Vengeance. These are paladins. Yes, they are. So in the case of Nadal, it's going to be Oath of Devotion. Oh no, Chester's now a bard, aren't they? Chester is also a bard. A bard with a bunk stick. Houdini. Yeah, he's an owl and he's a magic user, so Houdini instead of Houdini.
Well, I don't hate it, so that's a good thing.
You heard it yourself. She doesn't hate it.
It made me giggle.
No, he made you giggle. That'll do. Owl, howl, Houdini. So the owl is Houdini. You're doing well tonight, Northern. We have Jeff the Barbarian Butterfly, who I haven't specified what type of barbarian they are. It's alright, I'm a child as well. At least mentally, anyway. Dragon, but that's racist. Oh, barbarian, there we go. Primal Paths. It's a butterfly. Is that all you get? You get Totem Warrior. So as it's the only one in the actual player's handbook, it's going to have to be a Totem Warrior. Barbarian Butterfly. Totem. Totem Warrior. Purple. Oh, the butterfly's also a barbarian. The bunny's also a barbarian. I'm gonna have to go outside the player's handbook. D&D 5e barbarian subclasses. So you got the Berserker, the Zealot, the Storm Herald, Wild Magic, Totem Warrior, Ancestral Guardian, Beast, and Battle Rager. Let's see what Beast does. Path of the Beast for a barbarian. This is going to be for the bunny. Starting when you choose this path at first level, when you enter a raid, you can transform, revealing your bestial power. They're already beasts, I don't know. That's no good. Ancestral Guardian. We'll see what this one says. Starting when you choose this, spectral warriors appear when you enter a rage. While you are raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn becomes the target of the warriors. You get a spiritual shield, which lets you reduce damage. That's good, and that's all you'll get out of that pact. In the meantime, see what I might so I might end up making the bunny of the totem and go for Storm Herald instead for the bunk butterfly. Oh, you have lots of stuff. So you choose auras for lands as opposed to beast archetypes. So it'll be like the totem, just that you're using either desert, sea, or tundra, depending what you do to get different abilities. So you could either have when you have your aura out, it's DC plus 8 plus your proficiency plus your constitution, which is how a barbarian would work out their spell save, I suppose. If you choose desert, when this effective active, all of the creatures in your aura take 2 fire damage each. The damage increases when certain levels in this class, increasing to 3 at 5th level, 4 at 10th, 5 at 15th, and 6 at 20. But every creature just takes a flat damage. If you choose desert, sea. When this effective activated, you can choose one of the creature you can see in your aura. The target must make a dexterity saving throw. The target takes 1d6 lightning damage on a failed or half as much on a successful. And again, it increases to 2d6 at level 10, 3d6 at level 15, and 4d6 at level 20. That sounds nice. Nice for a flying butterfly to have lightning. You can choose Tundra. When this effect is activated, each creature of your choice in your aura gains 2 temporary hit points, as icy spirits ensure it to suffering. The temporary hit points increase when you reach better levels. At 6th level, you get to choose again whichever one you've chose. So if you've chose desert, you gain resistance to fire damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme heat. Moreover, as an action, you can touch a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried by someone else and set it on fire. Okay? If you choose sea, you get resistance to lightning, and you can breathe underwater, and you also gain a swim speed of 30 feet. That is too powerful to give to a flying barbarian. Can't give him a swim speed as well. That's just gonna be wrong. If you choose Tundra, you gain resistance to cold. No, it's going to have to be sea, isn't it? Even though it is... Yep. Okay. So, Storm Herald for Jeff. For Jeff. And then... Purple Bunny can be Totem. Hey. No worries, no. Thank you for coming in, mate. And you have a good night. Might be a seagull. What might be a seagull? I am not having any seagulls. No seagulls. I'm evil. I am not that evil. I can't put a seagull in, it'll be too overpowered. So the Copper Cat, which is a forged domain. So we've got Jeff and George, which go together for the Shiny Beat, yep. Barnaby for the Rogue Bat. Hamoto Yoshi, that's what he's called. That's what the ranger's called. And I've not given him an actual class of a ranger. Oh no, have Beastmaster, because he's got his spider companion. Yellow Fox is a druid. Again, not chose one for the lizard wizard, not given him an actual school yet. Nor have we done anything with the turtle. This turtle back here has not been classed at all. Mort is obviously a familiar. The sheep is a war cleric. The owl is now an eldritch knight. The frog is a lawbard. The otter is a monk of the shadows. And the raven, who's Northan, is a valabard. And penguin, which is an assassin. Okay, that's good. That's good. Pretty much everybody has had a class now. There's only a few names missing. I'm gonna have to write this out properly because I think I've got all the characters written down on it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That doesn't sound right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So I'm 4 missing. D&D's missing. Okay, I've got the 2 familiars, so I've got the critter and the drake dog. So that's 3. So who else have I got missing? Who else out of all of these is missing? Okay. Sparkles, Oak, Storm, Gris, Sid Shadow, Nadal, Shamash, Shasta, Warlock Bartender, who's now still not been named, Barbarian Butterfly, Purple Bunny, Copper Cat, Red Monk Panda, Shiny Bee. Drake, Rogue Bat, Ranger and Spider, Yellow Fox, Lizard Wizard, Displacer Kitty, and Yellow Turtle. Oh, I think I know who I've missed. Cyclone. So that's the last 4. I missed Cyclone. Call one alley. Who needs a name? It has to be, doesn't it? Purple Bunny. If I'm gonna name one alley, I'm gonna name one that is fitting. So the Purple Bunny Barbarian is now called alley. That is an excellent choice, that Graham. Totem Barbarian alley. There we go. So that is all models accounted for. Most models classed. Sorry, all models classed that require a class. That's Barbarian and Sorcerer, isn't it? So D&D, the owlbear and the grub, which are 2 characters in one, both barbarian and sorcerer. Yeah, that's everybody who needs a class. Is done. We just need to do a lot of naming now. A lot of naming and a lot of character sheets. Once I've finished painting the last 6. That should be fun. 6 to paint. Then character sheets. And the rest of the diorama. I think I'll do the character sheets last. That might be a new type of stream for me. Let's fill out character sheets and backgrounds. We get to have fun making up how they ended up on this little island. Now, I have realised that I've not told anyone how all these wonderful creatures ended up on this little island. And it's very simple. As you can see here, sorry, let me turn it around so portrait mode people can see again. As you can see here, there is a dock. At this very point of the dock, there is a portal. Things come through that portal, usually messages, requests, sometimes new friends for the island, which is how these have all ended up on here. They've come through the portal from past adventures with Sparkles and Oak, and they've all come back to live on this island. How they go out on adventures from there is they will assign a team from the island's residents, and they will travel back through the portal to whatever world they got the note from, aiding for request. Now that could be Faerun, that could be any universe that I can think of, especially in a universe where I have models to represent NPCs or enemies. That's gonna make it interesting. So first, I don't know who wishes to take part in the first one shot once I've finished this. If you're interested, let me know, because I will be running it through Discord, and I'll set up a table. It won't be gridded, it'll be 1-inch movement, and you'll get to see it all from the top down like this. And I'll doing the movements. You'll be in charge of your own dice, whether that be a actual rolling math rocks or whether you're doing an app. I will trust you not to cheat, and we will run a one shot once these characters have done. Now obviously all the characters will have specific stat sheets that I will have to make available to everybody. So once I've found a way to do the editable stat sheets and actually save them, I'll upload them all into the Sparkles and Oak section with a picture of the character, and then when people are going through, they can pick the characters they want to play, if they want to play at all, that is. I have no idea how much interest is going to be in that, but I look forward just in case somebody does come and play. So yay, we've got through another model. That leaves 6 and a bit of terraining and scenery in to do. So I'm 2 familiars in 1 week, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About another 7 weeks. 6 to 7 weeks, and I should have this finished. I hope. So I'm not going to get it finished by the end of the year. That's not going to happen. So we're looking, January, February? I should have this finished. Roughly just in time for the rest of my World Eaters to come in. And then I can finish off the rest of the World Eater army, which will take a lot of work as well. And then I can move on to other projects and other things that I have no idea about at the moment. This is going to be interesting when all this comes to an end, because I'm going to have to create 2 new streams, because I'm not going to have Combat Patrol, and I'm not going to have the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak anymore. I'll have to think of something else. Oh, that's going to require brain work. Oh, it's not my strong suit, is it? I'll start now. I'll start thinking now. So, thank you very much, everybody, for coming to see me. Buzzard, thank you, mate. You have been an absolute star, as always. Graham, thank you for coming in. Obviously, Twisted, Northern. We've had a few other people over on the portrait mode. Karen, thank you very much for coming. And obviously anybody else who's popped in and I've not had a chance to see. Obviously Ben, Bill, Gavin, all of you, thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Please take care of yourselves over the weekend and drive safe.